Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ghost Girl and today we'll be going over the games I played in May. Let me tell you how I'm gonna go about it. In May I mainly played 9 games and I will be reviewing those. I will either recommend it or not recommend it, but I will not give them a rating. Also, the order in which I talk about them is mostly based on when I played the game, so the first game I will be talking about will be the one I played first, and so on. Now without further ado, let's get into the reviews. Thronefall is an amazing strategic tower defense game with great resource management aspects. I love the different maps that are available, so the game does not get boring. What also is very neat are the many different perks and modifiers, which ensures you can play around with your build and strategy a lot. There's also an endless mode, which is cool, since it gives you 3 different maps plus perks to choose from. Finally, for people who want even more content, there are mini-modes separate from the main game objectives. They need some more balancing, but are a great idea. The music complements the game and its simple yet beautiful graphics really well. Recently, a new map was added, which is really fun to play on, but I do give a warning to people with arachnophobia. It definitely needs some balance changes and bug fixes still, but it shows that Thronefall is entering its final stages of early access and should be on the road to full release very soon. Worms W.M.D is a super nostalgic turn-based strategy game. Personally, this is the first time I've played a Worms game, but from people around me I've heard more than just this edition of Worms is really good. This really scratches my turn-based strategy itch, and it reminds me of a silly flash type game I used to play as a kid called Raft Wars. There's tons of items you can use and craft to eradicate enemy worms, which get increasingly more ridiculous. I'm looking at you, Concrete Donkey. It does take a while to learn how the game plays, especially since it's a bit older, but it's definitely worth it. If you're looking for a Worms game that has a lot of online matches, I would choose another one though, since it can take quite a while to be matched with someone. I do recommend it for the campaign and all other single player extras, as well as multiplayer with friends. I will note, and this might be because it's an older game, I could not make it full screen without a border for the life of me. After enjoying the base game for Risk of Rain 2, I decided to buy the DLC Survivors of the Void not too long afterwards. In May I got the chance to finally properly play it. I'm really enjoying the contents and characters that were added. Void Fiend is really overpowered, and I really like playing with him. I've been familiarizing myself with the game more and more, getting all the monsoon-related achievements with my partner, and as a result collecting a bunch of achievements for the characters themselves. We've been having fun breaking the game and doing runs up to stage 40, where we literally only have to stand still and everything on the screen will die anyway. It's been fun discovering secrets and lore-related things along the way as well, like me going so fast that I accidentally got the achievement related to finding Ankuhana's altar because the game thought I was down in those caves while I was actually just high up in the sky. It's been a wild ride and I can't wait for the new DLC to come out for more Risk of Rain related shenanigans. Spookies is a silly horror game about going from room to room while being chased by monsters. The way the specimens are introduced with their own themed rooms is really cool and really set the right vibes. The cutout jump scares were more annoying than scary, as they sometimes blocked my way while trying to run from another specimen. If you don't like jump scares like that, there's an option to turn them off in the settings though. The ending was pretty cool. I won't give away any spoilers about that in case some of you haven't played Spookies yet, and I enjoyed playing through the main story. There's also more content in the form of Karamari Hospital and the Dollhouse, but I haven't checked out those 2 areas just yet. It's a really fun game to stream, and I would recommend you play through the main storyline at least once. For the people with a VR headset, you can now also play Spookies in VR for even more added spooky vibes. Starbound is a very interesting game with a lot of Terraria-inspired elements. I really like the different species you can choose to play as, although they could have put a little more variety in regards to spawn weapons. One of the species spawns with a gun instead of a broken sword, but all other species spawn with the same stuff. Every planet is randomly generated, which makes sure you never run into the same thing twice. It makes it harder to find certain materials since they will never be in the same place, which provides a nice challenge. The crafting system is simple and easy to understand. I have not played enough of the game by far to write a very in-depth review about it, but I will put my so far positive experience out there until I do play more. You should pick this game up, especially when it's on sale if you like games like these. SCHiM is a very unique 3D platformer where you play as a SCHiM, or shadow, or ghost. The mechanics are easy to grasp and they make sense. Everything works very smoothly and the level designs are great. There are a bunch of collectibles to find on almost every level, which makes the game even more interesting. The different color palettes are nice, although sometimes they are a bit bright. Also, there's a storyline which is told very well through the animations. The game definitely needs a bit of polishing, but I'm sure that'll happen before the full game's release in July. I love the environments, they're very Dutch and make me feel right at home since I am Dutch as well. I'm looking forward to the full release and I can't wait to play more of SCHiM. Make sure to tune into my video on June 9th to watch me play an exclusive preview of the game. Cat and Onion is a short, sweet game about a cat that goes on a quest to make pancakes and help their squirrel friend, together with the otherworldly Onion. The dialogue is funny and sweet, the graphics are nice, and it's very good to relax with. The secrets are not very difficult to find, but are still a nice touch. The mechanics are fun to play around with, and using pancake ingredients to reach certain places is very unique. The one thing I did not really understand why it was added were the word of the day sections, but other than that, Cat and Onion is a must-have game, especially if you love cats. If you want to watch me play through Cat and Onion, you should watch my video on the full game. Machinika Museum takes what the room tried to do and bettered it in many ways. I love how all the puzzles intertwine and you are working towards a greater goal. The lore of the game makes sense and enticed me to wishlist the sequel, Machinika Atlas. The mechanics work and are smooth, although I did encounter a couple of puzzles that were hard to move around in later chapters. It breaks the immersion a little bit, but not too much. The protagonist has useful commentary as well, like mentioning to use previous puzzles to solve your current one. I like how the printer puzzle is later needed to solve other puzzles, and in general I really like the mechanics of the printer, mini camera and screwdriver. They spice up the puzzles and make Machinika stand out from other escape room-esque puzzle games. I got this game when it was 100% off, but I still think it's worth paying for it, especially on sale. I can't wait for Machinika Atlas to come out to see how the lore intertwines with Machinika Museum. Virtual Cottage is a fun and relaxing application to use when you're supposed to be focused instead of playing games. Having this application running makes sure I don't get distracted and hop on Steam to play a game instead of study. There are some achievements related to amount of time spent working to keep you motivated, as well as some other features like pressing P to see your total time in the cottage. I really like that I can make a to-do list in-game and use the application while it's running, instead of games like Forest where you can't touch anything. Having Virtual Cottage up is a really nice way to keep the workflow going. The music is relaxing and motivating as well. Alright, that's all 9 games I played in May. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to support me, like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Stay safe and have a wonderful rest of your day.